Hey there, welcome to Hermit. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jackie. We're so excited to invite you into our safe space. Hermit Haven is like a cozy little hideout where we get to celebrate being confident in ourselves as we find happiness in quiet moments.
So grab your favorite blanket and your favorite drink, and let's dive into today's episode.
Hi, welcome back to another episode. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Ashley, and we're so excited to have you this week. Should I introduce it or would you like to introduce it? I'm so excited though.
You do it because you this is, it's both of our thing, but I feel like it's even more your thing.
Okay, I'm so excited about this week. We are just gonna chit chat about Disney. We are both big Disney lovers. I think it's something that was ingrained in us when we were little. You agree, Jackie?
Yeah, I remember the first time that I ever went to Disney. I was around like 10-ish years old. And we went, and I found the pictures the other day. We went to Cinderella's castle to have lunch. What is it called? Cinderella's Royal Table.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because back then, like the pictures are not the same quality. And so I was trying to find a good picture, and they're all like I don't know, just the angle of the lighting, all of that. Like they're terrible photos,
Also
but it's
really
cute.
dark. It's also very dark Cinderella, so
Yeah,
that's so
yeah.
fun though. That was your first experience with going to Disney. My first time, I think I was 6. We went for the 25th anniversary. It's actually the pictures you posted from last week's episode were some of the first photos when we went to Disney. That was way back in the day. Honestly, the only thing, it's weird that I remember something because I was 6, but the only thing I remember is walking into Magic Kingdom and there used to be a bakery where the Starbucks is now used to be an actual bakery. And that's literally all I remember from being 6 years old, going to Disney for the first time.
I love that. I remember whenever I thought of Disney, I thought of rock candy. Yeah, I guess I must have gotten rock candy, but I remember being like, "Oh, we're going to Disney. I'm gonna get rock candy."
It's a tradition that started that you're like, I don't know how. I feel like too, like Disney's always been part of like our household. Like we had Disney movies, we had Disney music. Also, there was this painting, this like, I don't know, like poster that hung up on my wall outside my bedroom my entire life. Literally, if you go to my parents' house, it is still outside my bedroom. And it is Mickey with a little girl walking into the castle. I swear to you, I thought it was me in that picture for like 25 years until I saw someone else post it. And I was like, oh, that's not me.
That's so cute, though. I love that. That's adorable. So, what did you always like? Was it like so? I feel like for me, when I was little, it was a part of my life. And then, I've always watched Disney movies and stuff like that. But as far as like going to Disney, I feel like I did it when I was younger, and then there was a huge break. And then I went, when I was older.
So for me, I felt like Disney was a treat. So like going to the actual parks was always a treat. Like that was something that was like not really in the budget, but like we went for my mom's birthday, we went for a couple of different events throughout the year. We usually would go up since we lived in South Florida. It was like a 3-hour drive. We would sometimes just go up for the day and go do like sit on the boardwalk or like go do Disney Springs, which was downtown Disney. But I would say we did that until we moved out of Florida. And then my next time I came back was like, I was like 20 something. And I remembered then like how much I actually loved the parks and how much I loved Disney. Even though we were still like seeing Disney movies. I remember I went to go see Toy Story 3. Like I was still loving Disney and doing all the Disney stuff, but like it didn't really hit me again until I was older. And then obviously I moved and lived near Disney and just I also, before I moved to Disney, I was doing solo dolo trips. So like I would literally go for a week by myself and just enjoy it and do like tours and like Mickey's Not So Scary and just do park hopping all day.
Wow, that's dedication. I love you. I love that you go by yourself. I have not, I haven't gone by myself yet, but I'm gonna make that happen. It's on my to-do list because I don't, I love being alone, but I don't really love going out and doing things alone.
That's understandable. I think for me, I never felt confident to like go to the movies by myself or like go to a restaurant by myself. Like I probably would go like eat in my car if I had to. And I feel confident in my car by myself. But Disney was the one place where I felt like I can go and not worry about like safety, not worry about like what people are going to think, like just kind of do my own thing. I think too, because I was going by myself, I was able to do things that I think like you wouldn't always get to do with other people because you are always like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Yeah, it's so true. I went the other when I went to go meet Heather the other day, my sister-in-law, and just I was walking in by myself because I drove by by myself. And I just like put one headphone in. It's just like my safety thing. Even though I do feel so safe at Disney, I know that I could put both in and not feel unsafe. But I just put one in. I was just wandering around. I was like, it's just so nice. It's just so nice. Like it feels so good. Like I don't know, just such a happy vibe.
I feel like it's so weird, but like there's something about watching the fireworks by yourself and crying by yourself in front of the castle. I know that might sound so weird, but I literally remember just sitting outside of Happily Ever After, like waiting for it to happen and just like being by myself. And just like as soon as the music cues, I'm like,
I wouldn't want to stand though to wait by myself.
oh, I sat. Oh, I sat. The secret is you have to get along one of the fencing in like the kind of the center. There's that center hub. So if you get along that fencing, they don't move you.
Hmm. Tip, Disney tip, if you're listening. Someone actually did tell me that, a cast member, but you have to get there like what, like 2 hours before.
Depends on the day. I will say that, but I would say an hour sometimes, an hour and a half. Yeah, it really depends on the day. But honestly, get yourself some like fries, some chicken tenders, bring yourself a little meal, just sit there, have a little picnic.
You know what I actually heard, and this was I would love to try. I don't usually stay for fireworks, but I this is a really good idea. You have to do this like an hour and a half in advance. But you know when you walk in, you go past Starbucks on the right, where the ice cream place is, and they have the umbrellas. So someone was like they sit at the table closest to the fence, and because right in front of that is the hub grass, and the only people that can go in there, you have to have like the dessert party or whatever. Like you have to
Yes, that's like on my bucket
pay.
list.
Yeah, you have to pay to go in there. So it's a really good view. And so they said that they'll sit at the one of the tables for an hour and a half. And if they want something, one person will get up and go get, popcorn or whatever it is, and they'll just hang out there for the last hour and a half and
It is a
chill.
really good view. And honestly, too, if you have seen the fireworks like multiple times, a lot of people also recommend to go ride like Thunder Mountain during it or like Astro Orbit or like actually so most of the fireworks don't happen in front of the castle. They happen behind the castle in this like building. It's actually really cool. It's if you drive by, you wouldn't even realize it, but it has like a bunch of vents coming out of it. It's super cool. But it happens there. So if you actually are behind the castle, you can see tons of the fireworks too. And it's super cool. And you still get the music.
Yeah, yeah. Although the graphics, that's what makes you cry. Just watching it all together. I'm just like, yeah.
It's true. I mean, happily, like now the happily ever after, I'm sorry, but I'm a happily ever after girl. I know some people are witches
Okay.
people. I know some people like the last one before that. I don't know. But happily ever after is my thing. And at this point, I could see it anywhere and just be bawling my eyes out. Like I sometimes just play in my car the soundtrack.
Right now, it's Wishes again. Is that
Happily ever after is back.
okay? So that's the one. Wishes was the one in between?
Wishes
No.
was like before happily ever after. Then they did one for the 50th. Which honestly, I'm having a blank of what it was called, but the problem is there was no connection to Walt, and then they added a connection, but it was already too late because everyone's seen it already. So everyone's just like, what's going on? But it's actually really special. So the first time, not the first time I saw Happily Ever After, but the first time I came back, I was working at Tron. It was cast member preview day, and like only a couple of us cast members from Tron got to go see the fireworks for the cast member preview, and we didn't see in front of the castle. It was really cool. They took us up to Astro Orbits, and like it was already shut down and everything, and we got to stand on top and like watch it together. It was
That's cool.
a cry moment.
That's really cool. That's a good view.
It was so cool because like I literally was like I felt like I was like as tall as Tinkerbell. I was just like, this is amazing.
Yeah. Tinkerbell's cool part of the show. I like Happily Ever After. It's really good.
I think it's just like I think if you listen to the lyrics too, like it really inspired me. So like I feel like it can inspire anyone.
And we do have some tips on how to watch the fireworks without being in the crowd, and we'll tell you those, but you gotta keep listening. We have that in our notes for today. So I know we're talking about it now, but we've got some tips
Clearly,
because leaving the fireworks are they're a commitment. They're
yes.
a commitment. When
But
you're
clearly,
leaving after the fireworks,
oh, I got lots of tips and tricks on that. But clearly, we're just excited and we're just like rambling about Disney because why not? Why not Disney? Jackie, what do you love about Disney the most, you would say?
I love like how you can just be a little kid. Like you can just be yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like we already talked about how we feel so safe when we're there. Like physically, I feel safe. I mean, I feel more safe walking around Disney than I feel sometimes walking around my neighborhood. And I live in like a very safe area. But I just always feel so safe. I feel like I could just be me. I can be like a little kid. It's all magical. And I realize that I'm an adult and I know how everything works, but it doesn't even matter because when I see Mickey, like I get excited, even though like I know what's actually happening there. I love it. I love the details in Disney. Those people that get paid to do all the details, not just the rides, but like the window displays and I mean everything. Like the detail is incredible. And you could just wander around for hours just looking without even doing anything, just like looking at everything. And it's just like so fun. I love it. I love everything. The parades, I love all the things. They just do such a great job. And you just feel like you're in like a whole other like world almost, you know?
I love that. I love how you said like the things about characters and the details because like I literally am like a child as soon as I see a character. I'm like, hug. And like I just like want to like have a whole conversation. I'm like, so how is blah blah blah, this and that, and the third, and then like the details too. Like there's a lot of like hidden details that people don't realize besides like hidden Mickeys, which if you don't know what a hidden Mickey is, it's like two circles and a bottom circle, like three circles of Mickey's heads. And you can find those like everywhere. But like in the windows on Main Street, a lot of the names that you see are based on like people that created Magic Kingdom. Like there's just so many hidden details. So I love that you said that. For me, like I feel like Disney has just been passed down to me like for generation. My dad actually went the first year it opened. Like I said, I went during the 25th. And then I got to work during the 50th anniversary. And I didn't like it's super special, but so I did children's activities and we got to actually play 50th games, which is like super special because not a lot of people got to like do something special in a way for 50th. And like we played games like about the original resorts. We played games about like the original rides. So even though those games can be really hard and really challenging, it was super fun to know that was part of that experience. One of my favorite games was when we did like it was like the original resorts. I'd be like, we're gonna take a trip around the monorail today, and we're gonna go visit the Contemporary, and we're gonna go visit the Polynesian, and we're gonna go visit all the good resorts. Polynesian? It was Grand Floridian. I don't know why I said Polynesian, but you get the point. And then I don't know. So like for me, it's just super special that like I got to do that. And then I think too, like I'm obsessed with the food. I literally will look up menus. Like someone, I don't know why, but someone posted something at Disney. I'm like, I gotta go look at that menu. I literally just dream about these menus. I have like my favorite like places to eat. And you could fight me on this, but I'm obsessed with like Hollywood and Vine. And everyone's like, oh, I'm like, no, no, no. The food is great. The food is delicious. The characters are great. I just love things like that. Like we said, the fireworks, like, I don't know. I could just go on for days about all the special things. And recently we went to Disneyland and I fell in love with like I felt again what I felt when I first went to Disney World, which is the mad like you're so into these like stories. Like you're not just like it's not a regular amusement park that's in your backyard. You're like in the story itself. Like and it's actually something I asked on one of my tours like why does Rapunzel's hair long when we end the story and her hair short? And they said because you're living in her story. And I was like it's so true though. You truly are living in their story. Like one of my favorite things, and I don't think many people know about it or do it, but if you go to Belle's Cottage, that is one of the most magical experiences. Like you truly are living in Belle's story. And it's just things like that that make it so, so special for me. I don't know. It's just my home away from home. It's somewhere where I feel safe. I feel like I can be there. I feel like nothing in the world matters at this point. You know, like I love little things just like besides, I don't know, I talk about Magic Kingdom all the time. That is my favorite park, if you can't tell. But going to Magic Kingdom Marine on the Hubgrass and eating my lunch, you know, or going to Animal Kingdom and walking around and doing the trails, or going to Hollywood Studios at late at night and just having a little walk around, like, and then I don't have much to say about Epcot. We'll just, yeah. I love old Epcot. I will stand for old Epcot to the day I die. I love the history of old Epcot. That's actually my parents' favorite park, so we went there a lot. And I love the history. But new Epcot, thank God it's not Walcott anymore. If you guys remember Walcott, that was the period where they were doing construction every single day. So
They were redoing the whole front. I went the other day and I was like, I don't know where I'm going right now. Like it's so different. It's pretty, it is pretty, but it's just different. So I'm just like lost up in there. But I would have never, remember when we went the one time and we did the Bell, you were talking about the Bell experience. I didn't even realize that was there. It's right by, if you care, if you go to Disney, it's right by like Little Mermaid ride, right by where the Bell restaurant is.
it's like
Yeah.
right on the side of like the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, like on the side going to the back area.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was there. And then you took us in there, and it was such a cute experience. And I always forget it's there because it's kind of, I feel like it's hidden a little bit. So it's a good one.
I mean, I even like Tom Sawyer's Island, which rest in peace. We will miss you, Tom Sawyer's Island. But I loved how Tom Sawyer's Island, I'm probably like saying everything wrong because I'm speaking super fast because I'm so excited. But I loved how that island was like a magical little place to get away from everything that was in the middle of everything.
Yeah. I like the mines. Is it
Oh,
mines?
yeah.
Tunnels? Caves?
Pines, caves, all of it. The little bridges. I feel like too, like just there was like rocking chairs and you could just like sit and like, oh, it was gorgeous out there. I remember during like when I was doing like our network marketing, I would go to Magic Kingdom specifically to go there to get work done and take meetings because it was just so relaxing and so calm.
You know when they're shutting that down?
It should be happening. It's already started like in the process. It should be all like happening in the next year or so. And
I won't
then
have still get over there.
Big Thunder Mountain, by the way, is getting shut down for a year also. So make sure you get to go ride that before it shuts down.
I did see that.
I'm
Sad.
really sad. And I really thought Big Thunder Mountain had some time before it shut down, but that means the railroad will also shut down soon. So make sure you get to do all those things before we're in like that big expansion, which honestly, I'm still kind of like not, I'm feeling it. But where they announced the Cars Land, I feel like that should have been behind Big Thunder's Mountain, and then Villains Land should have been where they put in Cars Land because I feel like that matches Haunted Mansion very well. But I'm not
We'll
the
see.
we'll see what
We'll
they
trust them that they're doing a good job.
we'll see how long it takes too. Are we gonna have another 5-year construction plan?
Probably.
Or epic. We're not talking about Universal, but okay, anywho.
Okay. So we're gonna talk about some bucket list items that we have, like Disney bucket list.
Let's
And we
do it.
have like this, we basically have a lot of the same ones, so we're just gonna like go through them
And go back
and
and forth.
yeah, yeah. So first one was Club 33.
Yes.
So
Yes.
explain Club 33 in case someone's listening and they're like, we have no idea what that is.
So Club 33 is this exclusive club that you pay like thousands and thousands of dollars to be part of. And you get like, there's like a little secret place, like in Magic Kingdom, it's in Adventureland. Animal Kingdom has one too. Epcot, they all have one. There's one in Disneyland. That's the most famous one because that's like the original. And there's food there, like special food. And also Club 33 members get like fast passes to rides. Like there's a lot of exclusive things they get as a Club 33 member, but it's like an exclusive club.
Isn't there like a list to get on it?
Yeah, 100%. There's a list to get on it. It's super hard to get on it. And like I said, there is a huge hefty price tag. But if you know someone that is part of Club 33, they can take you there for the dinners and stuff. And they do themed dinners. You honestly probably won't find any footage of what it looks like inside because it's super private. And if you know where the door is, you can go try to tap your magic band. Nothing's gonna happen. But it's
Uh,
kind of cool though that they get like fast passes to the ride. So like every day you go, you can magically hop onto the rides. I would say it's like just as exclusive as being oh my gosh, what is that what's that area that's right next to Disney, that little housing living area? I'm having a blank right now.
Swiss Family Robinson?
No, no, no. There's like a community
Oh,
where the Four
yeah,
Seasons is.
yeah, the houses that
Yeah.
are there, Golden Oaks.
Yes, it's like just as like I feel like it's just like exclusive like Golden Oaks.
Swiss Family Robinson. I don't know. That's
Just
a good
Family
movie, by the
Robinson.
way.
Just Family Robinson Treehouse though has some good views, like some really good views of the castle.
It's an underrated movie, okay? I really liked that movie.
They actually just redid the Disneyland treehouse back to Swiss Robinson before it was Tarzan.
Mm.
Fun fact.
Okay, so yeah, Club 33. And they have like exclusive merch and stuff. I've seen someone that knows someone and she posts a lot about Disney, and so she showed some of like the merch that she gets and stuff from going in with whoever she knows, and it's pretty cool.
It is awesome. I keep saying I'm manifesting. I'm like for my 33rd birthday, I'm gonna somehow go. Because that's everyone's bucket list. Like for your 33rd birthday, you go.
That'd be so cool. Okay. Anything else?
Um, Not about that.
Okay. So the next one that we have on here is the Keys to the Kingdom. I put Keys to the Kingdom on our notes, but I don't know if there's other ones. That's just the one that I know of.
So I've already done that one. That's yours. That's your tour that you want to do. Mine is the one walk with Walt is the one I want to do. It's in Disneyland. I think that's what it's called, but that's the one where you go to Walt's apartment. That is my dream tour to do. That is like my absolute dream tour. But Keys to the Kingdom is awesome. I did it. That's when you get to go see the secret magical tunnels of Disney, of Magic Kingdom. I think that's an awesome tour. Another one that's really cool at Disney is when you get to go do the Marcelina tour, which is all about Walt. That's another good one at Disney. Another one, I'm not sure if it still exists, but I'm really mad I did not get to do it. Before Epcot had its whole start of construction, they used to do two tours. So they did one of the front side, which I got to do, which I'm blessed that I did that one over the second one that I wanted to do, which is a tour of the countries. And you get to do all the countries in the morning and like taste different foods. I don't know if that one still exists, but I would love to do that one also.
That's fun. Yeah, just like extra little fun tours. And I do want to see the tunnels. Did you get to do that as a cast member? Like, did you get to see that?
I walked through them like whenever I
Right.
felt like
So it wasn't like as exciting,
it was
maybe.
cool though the first time like I wasn't a cast member and going on these tours. But it's I feel like once you go down these tunnels, obviously I'm not gonna like disclose everything. It's not my place, but I feel like once you go down these tunnels, your whole vision of what's really happening in Magic Kingdom changes. So it's
This is kind of off topic, but like kind of in that same like regard. I saw like I don't know what it was, but it was something where it was showing like, and you were talking about it too, about how there's like this like you think that this is the ride, but really it's this whole like whatever, like
yeah.
building for the rides, and like you just don't see it because you're only seeing like the front of what it looks like. You're not realizing like it's this whole building. I don't know. Just
I
that was
think I always
interesting.
tell you that when we go on Pirates of the Caribbean, because so Pirates of the Caribbean before the drop is everything is what's in front. And then once you do the drop, that's you going into the actual show building that's behind the scenes.
Yeah. It's so interesting.
It's so cool, but it goes back to Walt's belief. So the reason there's tunnels is Walt believed, so he basically one day saw a cast member in costume in the wrong land, and it just changed the whole idea. Like, this is not what we wanted for this land. So it goes back to Walt's beliefs that the guests shouldn't see how the magic happens. They should only like feel the magic. And so Walt truly believed that like the best way to do that is to have these tunnels so that way you have to think about it. These cast members are not just walking for these tunnels. Like these tunnels are filled with like locker rooms, these These tunnels are filled with like locker rooms. These tunnels are filled with like cafeterias. These tunnels are filled with like where you clock in, where you clock out. Like there's so much under them. Like this is like everything you would see, on top. Like imagine walking into like your job. Like that's everything underground because all the magic is supposed to happen upstairs. And
And why is oh,
I was gonna say Magic Kingdom is not the only one with a tunnel. Epcot also has a tunnel, but it's only in the front part.
it amazes me because like we live in Florida. We are like not really above sea level. I don't think even in maybe they're close to it out in Disney because there's a little bit of elevation out there, but like Florida doesn't have basements. So the fact that they have tunnels down there always boggles my mind
That's
because
like
we can't have that.
it's so cool because you don't realize you're on the second floor basically. But like if you think about it too, so when you walk into Magic Kingdom, it's like a slant up because you're on that second floor, but it's actually part of the show. So like when you walk into Magic Kingdom, it's supposed to be like a movie theater. If you think about it, there's the posters on the wall. So like when you walk in, look, there's these posters on the wall showing you the upcoming attractions, which is going to be your rides. And then once you get in, you start smelling the popcorn, you start smelling the smells. Like, right, you're getting in this theater look, and you still can't see the castle technically yet. And you're slowly walking up. It's part of like the whole theater experience.
I love it. I like that you know all of this because it makes it like fun when I'm thinking about it and I'm like, oh yeah, like those posters on the wall. I didn't even think about that.
It's so cool
Yeah,
too. And then like, I don't know, like I'm such a nerd, but like I said, I worked for Tron. So as soon as Tron's poster came out, I was just like, oh my God, Tron got their own poster. Oh my gosh.
I love Tron. Such a
So
good ride.
good one.
Okay, move on to the next one.
Yeah. The next one is to experience Disneyland together because I've already done it, but me and Jackie have been talking about this a lot that our next big Disney exclusive trip, you know how we did our little spooky staycation, our next Disney trip is going to be Disneyland together. We have to ride all the rides, especially in Cars Land because chef's kiss to Cars Land. So.
I'm excited to see it. I know the castle is not as exciting as our castle, but like there's so many things that they have there that I just like want to be able to experience. So that would be really fun to do together and like vlog it.
I just want to like I feel like I didn't get enough time in actual Disneyland. Like I feel like we spent all our time in Disney California Adventure because like I said, Cars Land, it's obsessive. It's the that and Marvel like ugh, anywho. But there's a lot of things I wish I did in Disneyland when I went. There's a lot of things I wish I ate, but let me tell you the things I did eat is way better than Disney World. But so you know how we have Cinderella, like you were saying, you have Cinderella's table at Disney World. In Disneyland, they actually have a walk-through attraction in it.
Oh,
That I didn't get to do, but that's super fun. Another thing I really want to do, and I was kind of upset, I realized I didn't get to do it, was A, I didn't see the parade, but B, I didn't go through like Tinkerbell's little area, and I'm obsessed with Tinkerbell. I was like, I didn't get to see Tinkerbell. What?
they still have like Toontown there.
Yeah, they added Mickey's and Minnie's Runaway Railroad there.
Okay,
And then they
that's
have
cute.
we basically focused on doing rides that we don't have at Disney World. So we did like Roger's Rabbit Spin, which was terrible in my opinion. Um, yeah, it
I
was
didn't
like a
know there was a Roger Rabbit ride.
yeah, I mean, if you actually pay attention in Hollywood Studios, there's a bulletin board with Roger Rabbit on it. Because Roger Rabbit was supposed to be an attraction. He sort of was in Hollywood Studios, but he was supposed to have his own attraction there too. So but we did also like all the little rides in Fantasyland, like Snow White. There was a Snow White ride, which I think was kind of like kind of the Disney World had something similar to that. We did Mr. Toad's, which Disney World actually had Mr. Toad's. There's a picture I have somewhere of my parents on that ride, but we did all those cool rides. So I think experiencing Disneyland together, I know I want to go to international parks too. Like my goal is to go to all seven castles. Like, so Magic Kingdom, which we already did, clearly. There's Disneyland in California. We have Disneyland Paris, and then there is Tokyo Disney, Shanghai Disney, and Hong Kong Disney. I think I mixed counted, maybe there's six, but I want to do all of them
Ambitious. I like it. I
one
like
day.
it.
I mean, honestly though, if I go to Japan, I'm just gonna live there for like a whole summer because Japan looks amazing. And Tokyo Disney Sea looks absolutely amazing too.
Yeah, I've seen some like pictures and stuff of it. It looks beautiful.
I want to go so bad. Is there any experiences like you would relive, like you wish you can just do all over again, but not like in a sense where like you're actually like regretting that experience and you're doing it over, but like the sense like if you can go visit that experience, do you have any?
Yeah. So when I was in high school, I was in chorus and we got to go sing in the candlelight processional at Epcot. They still do it, right? They still do it. And yeah, so a lot of different high schools get chosen to come, and it's wild because like you practice it, but when you're there, it's like different. And so, but it was really fun. It was so much fun. So that was the only time I think I went from like South Florida to Disney since I was younger. So it was really fun. We got to sing and wear the uniforms and do all the things. And I can't remember who they always have a celebrity as the narrator. I can't remember who ours was, but I remember it being someone famous because I was like, oh, wow, that's so cool. But yeah, it was so fun. I remember it being awesome.
I
So
love that. Should we go back and forth? Because I have a few too.
yeah, what's one of yours?
Okay, so I wish I can just go back to Disney with my parents and my bubby and papa. So, like I said, Disney was like a special treat. And so we went to Hollywood Studios one time with Bubby and Papa. I remember. I'm not sure if they were at Animal Kingdom, but I know there was other times where we kind of went together. And then there was times, obviously, I went with just my parents. So I kind of wish I could just like go do it or like kind of go see it from like just go watch my little kid self enjoy like those memories. We probably didn't get along that much because you know, a hot Disney day, but in my head, I'm like, I wish there was more pictures. I wish there was more home videos. Like, I want to re-see this.
Yeah. It's funny how many pictures we have today compared to back then because of like all the technology that we have. My kids' entire lives are like, documented. That's so fun. So, when I first met my husband Glenn, I guess I must have talked about Disney. I mean, I must have because we had met each other in April of 2010. We started dating in May of 2010. And my birthday is at the end of May. So the beginning of June, he had set up, like he had a friend that worked at Disney. He set up for us to stay at the boardwalk at Disney. He set
Oh,
up dinner at the California Grill, the Contemporary, which is at the top of the Contemporary, during the time that the fireworks would be going. So you could see the fireworks. Like we watched it from our table. Um, and we went to Epcot and we just had the best time. Like he set the bar so high. I was like, dang, that was looking back, like that was such a big
I love
that
that.
was a big thing. We had just started dating like a month prior and he's like, yeah, let's go for your birthday. And I'm like, okay.
I feel like you radiate Disney. You're like Disney girly. Do, 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 do.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved it. I didn't have a pass or anything, but like I did love it. I guess I had gone pretty recently before that, so maybe that's why we had talked about it. But we just had the best time. I love him so much, and he was so sweet. And he likes Disney, but like it mostly goes because of me, you know. So yeah,
He's
that was really
glad to
sweet
see
of
you.
him.
He's the best.
Yeah, yeah, he's a good one.
So another experience for me is becoming a cast member. I think we've talked about this a few times in some of our episodes, but it took me 3 years to be a cast member. It was a lot of like interviews, a lot of things happened in between. It took me 3 years to be a cast member, but when I finally got to be a cast member, got my dream position in children's activities. And like I wish I can just go do traditions again, even though it was like the most boringest class ever. But the moment Mickey came out with our name tags, and we opened these like we also opened like these little boxes where we got our hat, like little cast member hat. I don't know. Like everything about that moment was just like, is this real? Is this real? Is this real? So I feel like hosting another pool party, like I wish I could just host our pool party, do some trivia. Like trivia was my favorite thing. Also, I was probably the only one that likes story time, but I loved when we did I got to read story time. So like things like that. Also, I wish I can ride Tron again as a cast member. Like I still remember my first time. So the first time we like got to the Tron building, like I didn't even get to see the ride yet. Like I didn't even get to ride it the first time I did my training. And then I finally got to ride it with my trainer. And like this was like the best experience ever because I was like, I work at a roller coaster. What? I work at a roller coaster. This isn't even open yet. Like I am part of Disney's history and it was so magical to me. Just like I wish I can just like I don't know. I also feel like you know how we were talking about like our last episode, like I wish I can give my younger self advice. I wish I can give cast member Ashley advice that is live in the moment. Do not try to change what it is or do not try to make it better. Just live in the moment and ride the wave. Wish I could just tell cast member Ashley that.
I feel like you did a decent job of that though when you were there.
I don't know. I was kind of like frustrated a lot at certain things, but I think that's just because I always want the best for everybody. And I think that sometimes just kind of over goes a little too high.
Yeah, I get that. You did awesome though. You're always so encouraging. So I'm sure they like gained a lot of value by having you there. But that sounds like so fun, just like being one of the first ones to ride it.
It was, I wouldn't say I was like the absolute first cast member, but like being part of opening team and just like being
Yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah. Before the general public got to ride it.
definitely. I mean, honestly though, there was cast member previews like during when I was learning. So there are definitely people that got to ride it with me in a sense, but just like, I don't know, like at night, like as soon as like everyone leaves, like we're riding it. Like it just everything.
Ron's a good ride. I really like it.
There's a lot of things that people don't realize about that ride too, and it drives me like absolutely bonkers. Like I won't go fully into it because we'll probably be here for 2 hours, but like what people don't realize too is that so when you take off and you're going outside, that is like the wire of a computer. And you're going, you know how like there's that top hole portal? That's like the wire is going into the computer. So you're like in a wire going into the computer.
Hmm, I didn't know that.
It's like one of my favorite fun facts.
I love that. It's such a good ride. I love it so much. All right. Should I go now?
Yeah, go
Another
for it.
one? Another one? So something that eventually after our fun little Disney birthday trip that Glenn did for me when we first got together, we ended up getting passes, annual passes way back then, 2010. Yeah, we got annual passes together. And so I would go to Epcot a lot with him because, you know, there's food and drink there. So we would go there a lot, wander around. That's what we love to do. We ended up doing, I didn't put this on my list of things that I love doing there or memories, but we did our engagement pictures
Stop.
at Epcot.
That is
Yes, we
so
have
cute.
engagement pictures at Epcot. Anyway, but we used to go to, so they have an Eat to the Beat concert every year when they do the Food and Wine Festival, and usually Sister Hazel is there. They're actually not there this year, but they're usually there. They're from Gainesville, Florida, so they're like a Florida band. And we went and saw Sister Hazel every single year. It was just like our thing that we did. I love Sister Hazel. So that was one of like my favorite memories. I wish I could go back and do again. I don't know if they're just not doing it anymore, but
Maybe they
yeah.
should break, you know. I love that though. That's such
Yeah.
a fun memory.
Yeah. It was
So
like the one band we were like, gotta go see.
stop. That's adorable. I honestly, you know how, okay, I guess like we can go back to bucket list items, but I told myself in the 5 years that I lived there, I would go see Simple Plan or like a white, like plain white tees. I've never, ever been to any of these concerts. It's been on my bucket list for like ever. Maybe one day.
I've seen a bunch of people. I saw Hanson. I love Hanson. I follow them on TikTok. I still love them. I had their poster on my wall. I saw 98 Degrees. That was wild though. There were so many people there. It was crazy. But so I kind of heard them more than saw them because it was just too
Right.
much for me. I think I saw Simple Plan there. I did. Yeah.
This is
I saw Sugar Ray used to go. I don't know if he still goes, but he used to be there every year, so we would see him. Yeah. I don't
it's
know.
funny
Sister
because
Hazel.
it's so funny because I like literally, like I said, I haven't seen an Epcot concert, but I've gone to multiple SeaWorld concerts.
Well, we went and saw, who do we see? Oh my gosh, the Goo Goo Dolls. We
Oh yeah.
love the dolls. And we went to SeaWorld earlier this year and saw them at the SeaWorld concert. I didn't even realize they had SeaWorld concerts, but
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
Jesse McCartney at SeaWorld and literally bought tickets because I was like, I am missing a good seat on this one. And then I recently went and saw Ludacris there, which he didn't play like any of his actual songs. I felt like he played like all his featured songs, but whatever.
Fun. Okay.
So my
All
next
right.
one's actually about me and Matt. So I like how we kind of thought alike there, but my next one is I wish me and Matt like I can go live me and Matt's like first Disney date. So me and Matt met on J Swipe, which is the Jewish Tinder. And when we were messaging, we were kind of like saying we're both at Disney right now. And I don't know, it's like that thing like I heard is like when we tell our kids about our story, like our love story, we're gonna be like, mom and dad dated at Disney, like mom and dad fell in love at Disney. But one of our first dates, and I don't, this is the date that stands out to me. One of our first dates is we did like a Magic Kingdom date. And there's like tons of pictures. It was like when we went to go see the fireworks that were before Happily Ever After. I don't know why I can't remember what they're called. That's how okay they were. But we went to go see those fireworks. And it was just like, so that was one of our first dates. And then we did like an Animal Kingdom day where in the morning where we walked around. And I don't know, we just had so many first dates at Disney. He actually asked me to be his girlfriend at Holly, like in front of Hollywood Studios. So I don't know. I just would like love to go watch that era of Matt and Ashley like first dating at Disney.
I love it. When I had a lot of Disney dates too. I mean, it's such a privilege to be like, yeah, we dated at Disney, and now people like wish they could go to Disney, and like we happen to live here, so it works out. But that's so fun. I
I
love
feel like if
it.
you
It's
told
so
your
magical.
I feel like if you told your son Gav this, like he would be like, "Why don't we go to Disney more?" Like he would just
I know. I know. I had more time back then to be able to like go whenever I wanted, and
But I feel like he also would do the same thing. He would like admire that you guys like dated at Disney. He'd be like, "My mom and dad are so cool. They dated at Disney."
I love
My
it.
parents actually also like my parents, some of my parents' first dates were Epcot too. Obviously, they didn't live like in Orlando, but they still would like go to Epcot. And according to my parents, they got engaged at Epcot. So,
Oh.
according to my parents, I don't know if that's actually the true story. I don't know, but
I always thought that we might get engaged at Disney. And then Glenn was like, well, I feel like you'd expect it there. Like, I'm gonna do it when you're not expecting it. And he did end up surprising me for our engagement, so it worked out. But yeah, I always thought,
Matt asked me if I wanted to get engaged at Disney. I said, absolutely not, unless you do in front of Carousel Progress. That would be the only place that would be acceptable because you have to sing the song, There's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow.
oh my gosh. And he's like, no, never mind.
Otherwise, he actually, so that was the one, like, one of the first things he got me, like, one of our first presents he bought me was a bracelet that has those lines on it. It's a great big beautiful tomorrow, which is one of my absolute favorite rides because it is actually the only ride that Walt himself has been on and helped create. Well, he helped create multiple rides, but it's the only ride that Walt has actually been on.
My brother loves the carousel.
You know, it is one of my absolute favorites.
That's so fun. All right, my next one. Mine are actually in like order of date, by the way, like that I'm telling them. But the next one is recent. This both I have two actually two more, but I'll say one right now. So most recent one of my most recent ones was this past May. Before I had my pass, I now have a Disney pass again. I got it this summer. But in May, Ashley took my son Gavin and I to Disney. She had extra passes. It was so sweet of her to use them on us. I was like, "Are you really sure that you want to use your Disney passes on us?" But she said yes. So we had like a us and Gavin day. It was so cute. And it just was like at such a time when, I was like coming out of all the craziness of last year and the beginning of this year, I was just like so sad. And I just felt like my creativity was completely gone. Like I just felt like a different human. Like I was not myself at all. And I didn't even feel like going like to Disney. Like none of that just sounded good, like good in my head. And I just knew that I just wasn't feeling like myself. And so when Ashley took us, it just something I feel like helped spark like my creativity and my excitement. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel so good when I'm at Disney. Why did I forget that? I don't know, but like it was just so helpful and I just felt so amazing after that. And then clearly I got an annual pass after that. So
Kind of like our
thank
summer
you.
tradition to go to Disney every summer. We've been doing it for like the last 3 years, which I guess we're gonna change our tradition this year. Crossing fingers you'd come to Colorado. Gab's already planning it. But honestly, that was one of the best trips. Like I didn't actually write this down. I don't know why not. My brain is just like all over the place. Like yours in an order, mine is like all over the place. Just very us. But I feel like that trip, our solo dolo, like when we did Animal Kingdom together, just the two of us was super fun. When we did it with Pierce and Gavin the year before, like I just feel like we've had so many good Disney trips. I mean, I still think about the first time we went to Disney together. We ate at like Skipper's Canteen, like, and I got to show you my favorite parade spot too that time, which if you guys don't know my favorite parade spot, it is on top of so if you go on top of the train tracks, not in the front, but there's a tree. They now park the strollers over there, but where that tree is, like on the edge, closer to like the buildings, that's like my favorite parade spot, besides like in front of the barber shop. So, but I love that that's one of yours because I just love going to Disney with you. There's just something about us, like we're already like always kind of thinking alike, doing all these things alike, and just like being able to share this experiences together is magical.
Magical.
So my next one, I think we kind of touched on this already, but I want to go back into these solo dolo trips. And again, these are not things like I regret where I want to like go, like, again, these are things I wish I can just like go watch myself do. Like, I don't know, like these solo dolo trips, I did them for like 3 years and I did 5 days in like August and I would do like sometimes a little bit, like couple days in the beginning of the year around April, but just being able to go do these solo dolo trips, stay at All Stars or stay at a Pop Century and just like, I don't know, just be by myself. Like that's self-care in a sense. Like it was this type of self-care that like I never really felt or had. And like just being able to kind of do what I want when I want. I wear all these like cute outfits. I would put like glitter on and just like do my makeup. And I would kind of like, I also had the dining plan. So let me tell you, I had the dining plan and I thought I could eat that much food. I got to the point I was at Epcot and I had like 3 meals back to back basically. And I was just like, I felt like I was a bowling ball rolling. I was so full. But I also got to do these tours that, like we said, like the Kingston Kingdom tour. I did the Marcelina tour. I just did all these things. I also would do Mickey's Not So Scary party by myself, which was super fun. So I don't know, like, I think like I would never ever have the confidence to even move near Disney if I didn't do all these things at Disney first. So
Yeah.
I don't I obviously there's it's on the budget to go do a solo Disney trip. Like it's not something like I can imagine doing now. Like I was very grateful I lived under my parents' roof. Like my parents paid majority of my bills. Like it was in the cards. Like I was able to do this for myself. And
Yeah.
then it wasn't like I just went to Disney. I usually would go like stay with my grandparents for a week and then go to Disney. Like it was something like that.
Yeah. I'm still like amazed that you did that by yourself.
Favorite thing. Like I said, like I think like in the next 5 years, I'll probably want to do that again, like for myself. Just
Yeah.
go have a 3 day weekend or something. Maybe at Disneyland though. I'm a little closer there.
I'm gonna do that by myself. That sounds like so much fun.
I mean, you probably just come with me. We'll probably just, I don't think I can like actually do it by myself anymore because like I know Jackie and I just want to go with Jackie. So
It'll be fun. We have so much fun there. All right, moving on. Me?
yeah.
Okay. So my most recent one that I wrote down was I know that I've been to Disney with so my best friend Erin, I've known her since the sixth grade. So we've known each other for over 24 years. Um, and I know we've been to Disney together, but I think it was just like one time that we've ever been. And so we decided to do a day together this summer, and it was amazing. And we went into it going, I think, to Epcot first. And we ended up being like, hey, we should try to go to all the parks today. And so we did. We did all the parks. We did either a ride or an attraction in every single park. And then we took all the modes of transportation. Like we did the monorail, we took the bus, we took the Skyliner, and we took a boat. We did every single part. It was amazing. And we didn't even get there super early in the morning. I think it was like 12 or 12 o'clock by the time we even got there, something like that. And we ended up making it happen. It was so fun. We just did all the things and went all the places and we just had like the best time. And that was also the first time that I rode Guardians, which I love Guardians so much.
Such a good one. But you guys had an ambitious day for starting at 12 o'clock in the afternoon trying to get it all done.
Yeah, I don't even know why we decided to. I don't even know what came across our minds. We were like, oh yeah, let's just try to do them all. Like, I don't know.
So fun.
And it was doable.
I did the 4 park challenge by myself on one of my solo double trips.
It's fun. It's fun. And I just love Guardians.
Fun
I want
fact.
it.
Do you want a fun
Huh?
fact? Back in the
Yeah.
day, you used to be able to get a certificate like at your last park at guest services that said you did all 4 parks.
Oh, we should just make our own.
We
We
should-
got button.
oh, I remember seeing the pictures. That's so cute.
Yeah, we just had them right on the I'm celebrating buttons. And the girl thought it was so cute, so she like wrote them all. It was, yeah, we had such a good time.
That's adorable. I love that you got to experience that with your best friend.
Riding Guardians for the first time and doing our water park
It was a
trip.
double check off bucket list day.
Yeah, 100%. It's so fun.
So my next one is when I moved to Florida to like pursue my dreams, I remember eating a so I didn't have an annual pass at this point. Like I didn't get an annual pass, I think, until like almost 2, 3 months after I moved to Florida. And I told myself the first thing I'm gonna do when I move to Florida is go to the Poly and eat a Dole Whip. And I still remember just forcing myself to get out of the house and go do that and just sitting there eating this Dole Whip and feeling so like successful that I literally just did this. Like I moved to Florida. So I feel like just that moment was like just so amazing. And I think also like the first time I babysat on property is another, like I kind of combined those two in one, but like just there's some surreal moments. Like the first time I got to babysit on property and just like be like, is this real? Am I really babysitting in a hotel right now? Don't ask me what my first hotel was. At this point, I've been to like 5,000 of them and I've probably seen almost, I think I've actually like, I actually checked and I realized I've been to every single hotel. Like I've babysat at every single hotel in Disney property. I almost got to all the Universal hotels, but I did not. But I've literally babysat every single hotel on Disney property and just like, I don't know, it's just a surreal moment realizing that like my dreams came true. Like these were things that like you don't even understand. Like I would literally lay in bed and just dream about these things, like manifest them. And just like the fact that they came true, like I wish like I can just go visit that moment again.
That's wild that you babysitted all the Disney properties.
Some more than multiple times. There's some too. It's like so funny, but like Polynesian, for example, it's like I always be like, oh, I have a Polynesian sit. It's a Sunday. It's gonna get canceled. Like it's so funny because that's always what happened. Or if I have like an Animal Kingdom sit, I'd be like, I better get there an hour early. I'm never gonna find this hotel room every single time. Never found this hotel room. The Kidani Village is like my least favorite to babysit at because A, there's no like quick service, and B, their hotel is like a string of pearls, and so it goes like in a U. And that's what like it means. It's like it goes in a U shape. So if you don't know where the elevator is that you're supposed to be at, you will literally not find your room. Yeah. But everyone likes Sanaa Kidani Village, so it is what it is. It's so funny though, because when I did children's activities, I was like, watch. I'm gonna get Kidani Village and I'm gonna get Animal Kingdom Lodge, and I did. I was like, which I only liked working. I've only worked at the pool like once or twice at Kidani and Jumbo House. I like refused those shifts. They were like on the bottom of my list. I mostly just did the like little clubhouse rooms there, like whatever. I forgot what they're called at this point, but I'm tired. My brain is, yeah.
Yeah. Cute, cute.
What's your next one?
That was all I had.
I have like one more. I technically have two more I want to say, so I'm just gonna go real quick. So another one I think I mentioned this earlier, but was when I was like 26, I want to say 20-ish in my mid 20s. Me and my friend Shelly, we went to Okeechobee Festival and we stayed at my grandparents and we decided on our way back from my grandparents we were gonna stop at Disney and that was like this that trip reminded me how much I love Disney. Like that was the trip that sparked all my solo dolo trips. Like that was the trip where I like will still go back and look at pictures. Like I'm like, wow. We stayed at like all I made sure we stayed at All Star Movies, had to have like the big cheesy like statues. I don't know. It was just like that trip really inspired and sparked like what this Disney journey has been since then. Another one that I didn't write down, but I kind of just want to mention because I feel like I would go home and feel like this feeling that I've never felt before. But there was a short-lived era where I had a bunch of friends and we would go to Disney like every single day. And I felt like I was just like, wow, this is what it feels like to be a local and like have a big group of friends and go to Disney and just like you know how people like go hang out in the malls and hang out these all the places like I was like this is what we do, we hang out at Disney, like that short-lived moment, like we're not friends whatever, but like just feeling that feeling of like wow, like I have like 10 friends. We're all going to Disney together. Like, I don't know. It's just so magical.
I love that.
So those are my two last ones.
It's a fun place to have a big group of people to hang out
Even though I totally believe in solo dolo trips.
yeah, but you love being around people. You're a people person. So I can imagine like that's fun, but also being around a bunch of people is fun for you too.
Yeah, I think both. I'm an introvert extrovert. Like it just depends on my mood in the day.
Let's go over our favorite trip tips and tricks and things at Disney. So let's start out with free things to do at Disney.
Oh, I love free things to do at Disney. This is a great topic. Do you want to start it or do you want me to start this one? I feel like you got some good.
Yeah, so I just wrote down like so we had the reason I thought, well, we went to Disney Springs and we like took the ferry or yeah, boat.
Sasagoulage boat. The Sasagoulage boat.
Yeah, we took the boat to the Port Orleans, is that what it's called?
It takes you,
Yeah.
so Casa Goulage boat will take you to Port Orleans, both Port Orleans, it takes you to Old Key West, and it takes you to Saratoga Springs.
Yeah. So you could so parking at Disney Springs is free. And you could take a boat, you could take to a resort to go do something fun at the resort, or wander around. You could take a bus to one of the Magic Kingdom resorts, and then at the Magic Kingdom resort, you get on the monorail. My children think that the monorail is a ride. So we will just go ride the monorail and it's free. And at the Grand Floridian, they have, as long as it's good weather, they have games outside, all sorts of little games that you can just walk up and play. These little games, like lawn games, and you can just do all of that for free or wander around or wherever. I mean, you could obviously purchase food there too, or snacks and treats, but if you just want to go and do something for free, you can do that for free.
I will state, like, these things are technically for a resort guest, but, like, let's be honest, like, when you're a local, you start exploring outside the parks, you start doing more. So you start finding these things like transportation, like, so besides the monorail, besides the Sassagoulage boat. There is the friendship boats, which is ones that take you around the Epcot Crescent Lake. So that's going to take you all those Epcot resorts. And then there's also the gondolas. I keep saying gondolas, but they're Skyline or whatever I call gondolas. I don't know. But those will take you all around the different like hotels. That's going to be Caribbean, Riviera, that is going to be your Pop Century, that's going to be your Art of Animation. You can technically go to some of these resorts and try to park there. Depending on the day, depending on like their staffing, depending on all the things, they might will let you park there to go get lunch, get whatever you want there. But honestly, just taking those transportations there are so much fun.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, there's not too many free things to do at Disney, but being able to park And the only parking that's free at Disney that I know of is Disney Springs.
Yeah. It is technically the only free parking, but like I said, you can park technically at the resorts for free. Is like as long as the security give you permission to enter, obviously.
Right.
At Crescent Lake, one of my favorite things to do is the boardwalk. Like a lot, that's really fun. Mostly a lot of things have to do with eating. I feel like a lot of it's eating. But you can go to like the arcades at these different hotels and play the arcade games. I would say that part is free, but it is something to do. Coronado Springs has like things set up outside you can do. Fun fact, Coronado Springs is the same size as Magic Kingdom, if you didn't know that.
I
But
knew it was.
there's tons of things like that. Also, if you get lucky, you sometimes will end up at the resort and they're playing a movie because they do movie under the stars. They have like different things like that. I would say just like hotel hopping. So going to different hotels, experiencing what that hotel has. Like you go to Grand Floridian, you can go shop at Bazin, which is like really cute, like, I don't know, hand cream, self-care, like all those good stuff. So I feel like too, just exploring, like sitting in the lobbies, like smelling the smells. If you go to Animal Kingdom, right? If you go to Animal Kingdom Lodge, you get to see the animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And they all have, especially during the holidays, it's really fun. Like we're in Floridian has their gingerbread house. They all have really cool Christmas like trees and Christmas decor. But at Disney Springs, a couple of things that my kids love doing is the Lego store. So at the Lego store, you can go play. They can play with Legos. There's something, a small thing inside, and then there's like a little Lego thing outside. So they can go play. It doesn't cost anything. You can just go to the Lego store and go play with Legos. So that's one thing that they love doing. We always go to the Lego store. And then the T-Rex Cafe, which is just like the Rainforest. I think it's the same owner,
yeah,
but they
lands.
have a yeah, they have a dino dig where they're like digging for bones and whatever they do. It's a small area, but it's like at the front of the restaurant, and so that's just something that you can walk up and just do for free.
Yeah, I like another thing you can do during, like you were saying, during the holidays, they'll do a Christmas tree trail that is a scavenger hunt. And honestly too, like something free you can do is create your own scavenger hunt. Like for my boyfriend's birthday, I created a whole scavenger hunt around Disney Springs, which was super fun. I don't know, I just like walking around and looking like at the merchandise at Disney Springs, like seeing what's new. And also during like the busier days, there's free entertainment at Disney Springs. They'll play music. They'll do different things depending on the season. So I feel like it's kind of just depending on the season. Like you were saying, you can go to the resorts for gingerbread houses. During Easter, they do Easter eggs. And then during Halloween, they'll do pumpkins. So it really just depends on the season, what's going on. They had at Disney Springs for a while a free drone show.
Mhm.
So, and I think too, another free thing you can do is go see the fireworks. Like going to other, like one of my favorite spots is so you park at Tickets and Transportation. Obviously, it's free because we're annual pass holders, but at a certain point at night, they stop charging for parking because parks are basically closed. And so, like, you could park at Ticket Transportation and actually walk over to the Polynesian. You don't have to take the monorail unless you want to. And we like sitting, most people sit on the beach at the Polynesian. The two places I like sitting, if I'm with children, I'll sit in the grassy area near like right outside the hotel because they usually have like a bunch of stuff going on at the same time for kids. But if like we're just kind of really going to see the fireworks, I'll go get a Dole Whip. And then I will go in front of the bungalows. There's a little grassy hill and you can watch them from there. I feel like too, another free thing is the trails. Like a lot of the resorts have trails to walk around and run.
Mhm.
So, and then if you go to the front desk, a lot of the hotels have scavenger hunts for free.
Oh, that's good to know.
So there's a lot of random things. Like I said, you never know what you're going to run into. We went to Contemporary for dining reservations and we end up going to marshmallow, like making marshmallows,
Yeah.
which is super fun. They do campfire like every night at the resorts,
Yeah. So
which,
cute.
which let me tell you, it's cute. But when you actually host it, which is fun, but you end up smelling like campfire for the rest of the week unless you shower every single day of your entire life and forget washing your hair because there's no point at this point.
Love. Yeah. Smelling like firewood is its own thing. Um,
It really is. So I would say though, some resorts do check like wristbands and stuff if you're trying to go swimming. So I wouldn't recommend like trying to go swimming. Like there's just certain things that you probably shouldn't be doing. Also, a lot of these resorts, if you have kids, have playgrounds. So like we went to Port Orleans and there's a playground. So a lot of them have tons of things to do.
yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap this up really quick. Rapid fire, things that you would bring to the park, like must-haves to bring to the park.
I would bring, don't ask me, I bring water because I feel like
A
that's
refillable water bottle. Why do we want a refillable water bottle, Ashley?
because you can get water anywhere. Honestly, just go to a quick service and ask for a cup of water. It's going to be cold. It's going to be great.
Yes, don't buy water there. There's so much
Uh,
free water everywhere.
I would say another thing is really random, but if you know it's going to rain, just pack an extra pair of socks. Like, I know that's really random, but the less things in your bag, you're going to thank yourself later. Maybe some sunscreen, maybe some like lotion for your hands, but like literally, the less things you bring, you will thank yourself later.
I always end up bringing a extra battery pack for my phone, like a portable charger thing, because you're just taking so many videos and photos. And even when I have my phone on low power mode, like I always need it. But since I have kids and I get hangry really easily, I always try to have at least just like one snack, just a bar, something extra, because if your child is tired and they're hungry and then you have to wait for their food or whatever, it's a mess. So just have a snack just in case.
Yeah, snacks are good for lines. I think honestly, there's so much you can bring, but I think those are top things we would bring. And I think that we are going to finish up this Disney episode. I think we've been rambling for hours about Disney because, again, we are absolutely obsessed with Disney. And I'm so glad we got to hang out with you guys this week and talk about it. If you guys want a part two with more tips and tricks and more things, let us know. Let us know because we are down. This is one of our favorite things to talk about. And we love you. We hope you have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for spending time with us today and being part of our Hermit Haven community.
We hope you enjoyed our cozy chat and are inspired to embrace your inner hermit.
Remember, even in the quiet moments, you're never alone on this journey because we are truly all in this together.
So until next time, stay cozy, stay true to yourself, and keep spreading love wherever you go.
Bye for now.
We'll see you next time.